Ahmed clear PMP from Qatar, and I'm really delighted that he was able to clear PMP in such a short span of time. And he's too quick to already post it on LinkedIn, but I will check that later on. I hope you have tagged me. Ahmed, why don't you share your entire journey, please?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, good morning to all the participants, all my PMP colleagues. And I'll start off by thanking Almighty, my parents, and of course, the mentor, Amir. It is attributable to your dedication and your unrealistic, uncanny belief because, quite honestly, I wasn't aware of the fact that I'm prepared, but you kept on, you persisted with me, you kept believing in me, and which actually, it gave me a lot of self-belief, a lot of pluck, a lot of purpose. So first of all, thank you very much. And of course, taking me through a journey, there's an entire roadmap which is customized, tailored to your needs, to your, cultural requirements, to your professional obligations, to basically, it's entirely up to you how you wanna do it, as early as you wanna do it. It comes down to how eager you are, how dedicated you are, of course. And Mr. Amir, really, the man has a plan for us all. uh, until I cleared and I had the I had the certification, sort of a validation in my hands this morning. I wasn't aware that I could actually do it. Just like all of you guys, I kept listening to the PMP success stories day in and the next day, and I always thought maybe I'll someday be able to share my journey as well. But with each passing day, I was growing in confidence. I was in liaison with Amir sir, and he kept guiding me. He was keeping tabs on me like a man possessed. So uh, eventually, it all comes down to his mentorship. He's always had you under the microscope, and he's also think from a wider lens as well, which always gives you that that added insight.
Yeah. Thank you, Emma. Thank you for your kind words. His words has always been very interesting. Okay, let's talk about the exam today. And guys, if you have any question about the exam, especially for those people who are first time listening to a success journey, this is an insight. You are getting direct exam insight from somebody who just cleared exam in few hours back. What else? What more criteria you can get? The more easiest way to look into that. Let's talk about the one of the most important thing and the thing that I'm really focused time management. How did you manage time exam in the exam?
First thing is I just cleared them, and it's taking a while to, I'm trying my best to soak it in, but still, the nerves are still there, and I can't really believe that it's something that has happened. But of course, it's done. So yeah, as far as the time management was concerned, yesterday I watched a video, that you shared with me specifically about the time management, and I actually stuck to the same blueprint. The 80 minutes for the first 60 questions, then the remaining 150 minutes for the subsequent questions.
Okay. So that time management strategy that you worked, yes, Mahfouz, he tried to work on it, but I guess that is the maximum we can have from his side. So that time management strategy worked out to be the thing that you wanted to do that, right?
Yeah, but actually there was a little change that I would want
Uh-huh.
all of us to be enlightened with. Usually the game plan is, or the paradigm of the exam is, that the first session, the first 60 questions, they are extremely difficult, and then the level of difficulty, it eases out as we progress. But in my case, or at least what I experienced, was that the first session, the first 60 questions were the second most difficult, the second session was the easiest, and the third session, to my surprise, was the most difficult.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
that was like a paradigm shift, because I had allocated relatively lesser time for the last session. So eventually, I had to use the technique that you directed, that you recommended, that just skim through a few questions, just breeze through, but read the last line first, and of course, examine all the four options that you have. So that helped me a lot in the last session,
In the
because
last session.
I had to improvise a little bit.
Okay, okay, that really made sense. Okay, so now this is an interesting thing. And now I have a 2 cent here. Is the questions were too lengthy in the last section or you were too tired? Now there's a big factor. You could be tired at the last section. That's a big thing here.
The thing with the third session is, or the second session is, or as we progress, that you entirely have to be in complete control
Hmm.
of your nerves, because
Okay,
with me, what happened was that initially there were a lot of nerves.
I lost your voice. I lost your voice, Ahmed. In between, I lost your voice. I cannot hear you. So no, no, I cannot hear you. The things about the nerves, we had a long discussion even yesterday when Ahmed was saying that I am feeling, because he was prepared, very well prepared. I said to him, over prepared. So when you are over prepared, this is an important thing. That is why I'm a big fan of minimum viable product. When I say you give the exam, give the exam. So when you keep on waiting, sometimes you feel that thing. Ahmed, can you, yeah, try to talk now?
Is it better, sir, now?
Yes, yes, it's very better. Good.
Yeah. So the nerves again started to kick in. So you need to be in complete control of your nerves throughout the entire length of the exam. So
Hmm.
yeah, you can say that by the time the third part of the exam started, maybe I was a little mentally exhausted. But then again, I think the questions were tricky as well.
Hmm.
Uh, and evidently, the questions in the third part were longer than the first and second part.
Hmm. Okay. Which area was mostly dominated in the exam?
Team,
Okay.
communication, stakeholder, agile.
Hmm. Okay. These area was the more dominating areas in the entire exam. Okay. Okay. Ahmed, let's assume now you are giving advice to your younger self. Let's wind the clock. What advice you would give? How you shall prepare so that you can give the exam in 4 to 6 weeks. Don't think about what happened with you that you could not get that date. Assuming that you can easily get the date, let's put that out of the box. What advice or advices you would give to your younger self?
Well, now that the exam has been cleared, in retrospective, in hindsight, I would say the exam was a lot easier than I expected.
Or you were overly prepared?
Probably, yeah, probably a bit of two, I think. Then
Yeah.
again, it was relatively easy. What my advice would be to all my participants, all the plan that we have here is that just stick around, keep plugging away, with purpose, with determination. I think me, what comes down to the fact is grit. You need to have the guts, resilience, intent, and toughness. If you can stick it around, if you can keep persisting with it, then there is, of course, there is no way that you can't ace it. If someone like me can ace it, who had some adversities stacked against me, of course, and you know what, with each coaching call, what I thought was, all the people who are participating in the coaching call, who are answering the questions, I probably thought I was very dim-witted. I wasn't able to understand the context of the questions. It took me a lot of while to actually grab hold of the concepts of PMP. But when someone like me can ace it, I'm pretty sure all the people around that are listening, that are tuned in with a purpose, they can absolutely ace it. The game plan is there. You have the mentoring. You just need to manage time. For me, what happened was that the greatest challenge was nerves. If you can control your nerves, and I'm gonna have to add, not just at the start of the exam, but during the entire length of the exam, during the entire 4 hours that you have, if you
Hmm.
can just control it, if you can find a way to survive. Because initially what I thought was that the first hour would be like, the first 60 questions would be getting into a road accident, like,
Hmm.
and if you
Hmm.
can survive that road accident, if you can survive that car wreck, then you are able to
Hmm.
make it through. But
Hmm.
with me, the third session came out, it turned out to be the toughest. But
Hmm.
I tried to control my nerves, and gleefully, thankfully, fortunately, came up prompts.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much for that. Okay, guys, if you have any question, you are more than welcome. Just put in the chat box or raise your hand. You are able to ask. This guy used to ask a lot of questions with every success journey. So this is your chance to get back to him. Remember, okay, so yeah, two questions, one from Archana. Anything specific in the Agile? Let me expand on that question. So the Agile was more towards uh, four values, 12 principles, Scrum, or other XP, other things were also there.
No, it was generally centered around the values and the principles. I must say, even if you haven't studied Agile in depth, if you have a hold of the fundamentals, if you somehow envision yourself to be an Agile leader, you will be able to answer the question.
You will be able to answer the question. Now, this how did you manage mumbling? He give the exam in the center, so it does not matter. In the exam in the center, you can even speak a little bit loud. Okay, you can speak a little bit loud. That's not a problem. If you give exam in the home, then there's a problem of the mumbling. How many mock exam? He actually was prepared. I gave him a go ahead frame a month back that you are ready. Like he gave all my mocks. So for him, I after a long time I gave him a lot of mocks. Like in every coaching call, he was asking or every success journey, what was your score in those challenging mocks? And I was saying him, man, no one has done that. So he did a lot of questions from us. Exam was mostly dominated, Ahmed, on hybrid.
Yeah, I must say, I'd like to, if I'd like to recollect, yes, it was largely centered around hybrid. One thing that I wish I would have done better was, I would have basically spent a lot more time on hybrid. And one thing that I must mention here is that a lot of questions that I did during the mocks, a lot of questions I found that
The
they
context
were,
was same.
yeah,
The,
yeah. I mean, a few questions were almost entirely equivalent. I was
Hmm.
surprised.
Your voice again got. I guess your net is like sinusoidal wave. Right now it is going up and down. That's a very important question. Any question that you think was not covered, Shaheen, even if you get 20 questions that was not covered, still you don't have to worried about that. But I hope that was not the case. If you can unmute yourself, Ahmed, please continue.
Yeah, is it better now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the context was pretty much the same. Also, most of the questions that were in the exam, they had an uncanny similarity with the mocks.
Hmm.
They were, uh, they were staggeringly similar to the mocks. So
That is so strange. You did so many questions, still you remember the some of them. Okay, so any mathematical question, any formula question?
none, none,
No
not really.
mathematical question, no formula question. How many drags and drops? Five?
Yeah, actually, I was expecting a lot less because every time I had to encounter a drag and drop question, I wasn't feeling too comfortable. So there were, I think, six, maybe six or
Six.
five
We
or
will
six.
do. We will do some drag and drop today also. Okay. What was the score in overall mocks? His score was. Let's not compare Shahir's score because he has. I am saying him for last 1 month. You are prepared. So if he gives a mock score, you would be disappointed. Okay. How much focus we need to put on other agile methodologies apart from Scrum? Gee, that's a good question.
Not really, not really. If I be honest with you, not even actually Scrum. You just need to have the fundamentals, basic bedrocks of Agile. You need to consider yourself in the shoes of an Agile person. A lot of Agile questions that I encountered in the exam, they were real life scenarios. How I would react to a real life situation.
Okay.
So for me, I found it pretty simple, elementary. Uh, not exactly. I don't think too much breadth of knowledge should be considered here. Just focus on the fundamentals and try being concrete on it.
Okay. So if we talk about the drag and drop question, were they covered in the first section, second section, third section? Which area they were more?
Only in the first section.
All the drag and drop were in the first section. But you see, even though the drags and drop were in the first section, you were prepared that you took it like I'm gonna do that. Okay, that's an important thing. Okay, anyone else? Which mock most helpful to you? So you have done a lot of mocks. If you would have to say, I would say the random mocks. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean the random mocks, of course, do pose a different sort of challenge, but I think just for the sake of simulating the exam, 180 mocks, so uh, you need to prepare yourself for the composure and the tenacity for the entire length of the exam. One more thing, I think I should mention here. I was about to forget that RCA is the core, because with
RC.
me, if I spent 2 hours on one mock, I remember I would spend 5 hours on the RCA, making notes, going through them again and again. So, just try to distribute. I'm sure it's not a cookie cutter approach and everyone has their customized plan. But if you spend 1 hour on mock, spend 2 hours on the RCA. Try to
Hmm.
understand it, try to grasp the concept, and try to validate the questions that you've answered correctly as well, because they'll reinforce your concept. It helped
Hmm.
me a lot.
That helped you a lot. Okay. After 60 question, how you took break, can't tell the whole. Okay. So if you can follow that, like what the exam asked, can you give us that scenario? Yeah.
Yeah, of course, break is mandatory, and even if you don't take it, you don't lose, you don't win nothing. So you don't have anything to lose. So might as well just take it. In my case, I don't recommend or encourage, but I spend the 10 minutes by having a cigarette, eating chocolates, and getting myself some water, getting myself hydrated. I also went outside the coaching center to just have a change in the ambience,
Hmm.
to get myself some fresh air. So
Hmm. Yeah.
just those things. You can always customize it as per your you basically need a recoil or an escape. The 60 questions, so you can re-energize and
Well,
revitalize yourself, and then get back to the questions again.
okay. 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 So putting that in the question, yes, he was Archana doing the simulated mocks. I will tell you what he was doing, but those were simulated mocks. Any question on XP or feature driven development, things like that? No question on no question. With regards to the team topic, did you face question about the theories, motivational theories, things like that?
No, no, I didn't stumble across any.
You did not got any question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the questions were concerning conflict management strategies, but I mean the question, Amir, were not
Again, your voice is going sinusoidal, up or down, up or down. Okay, it is going. Okay, what was the ratio of the lengthy question? If you compare lengthy questions to that, what was the ratio of those questions?
were not too lengthy. I was actually anticipating that questions would be long, but I cannot remember questions being more than 4 to 5 liner. In fact, just 4 to 10 questions. I think not more than 10 questions were long.
Hmm. Okay.
Mostly they were straightforward 1 or 2 liner. You know,
Hmm. Okay. So if we talk about a multiple choice question, how many questions where you have to select multiple options?
3, not more
Not
than
more.
2 or 3.
No. Do we also have some question on theories? Any questions on motivational theories?
No, no, and no questions on Tuckman ladder as well.
Okay. Did you hop between questions if you had any confusion and how, like, let's say you move back, come and yeah, you did?
Yeah, well, I tried, but it didn't really help me, so I wouldn't
I
recommend anyone.
I am strongly against actually that hop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I am
wouldn't
strong.
recommend it as well. Your first instinct, your gut instinct is always good. Just read the question carefully. Elimination technique, and also you don't need to overanalyze as well. I mean, we actually lose it sometimes when we overanalyze stuff. So
Yeah.
shouldn't be overanalyzing as well.
Okay. Any question on SPI or CPI?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, there were a couple of ones, but they were straightforward.
You are straightforward. Okay. Ahmed, thank you very much for your time. The most important thing, Ahmed, is now you know that what I was keep on saying. Each one, teach one is the mantra of the game. How and you know how important the PMP aspirant group has been. You put a question and hundreds of certified. Even I need to specially call and thank Venkat. He's Even he has cleared PMP almost 3 years back. Even today, he is sending long voice message explaining each and every single thing. This is the thing that we have built, and I'm really proud. We have, if my community was the PMI chapter, it would have been the biggest chapter in the world, maybe the bigger than the entire Gulf region also. But the most important thing here is to each one teach one the mantra of the game. I expect the same passion as you have given to put into that. Second thing, I use the questions for PMP marathon. We already have all the questions. So please, whenever you have time for the next PMP marathon, do send your question answers. Okay.
Caring is caring. I'm always available. Sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much,
Big
Ahmed.
time.
Thank you.
Take
Thank you. Okay. So guys, now let's get back to the most important thing today. That is